had an idea, and I don't want to put too many things in one video because there's just not enough room in the title. But we are going to put shifters over this entire piece because we're testing how far the shifters go. But I got to be honest with you, my Tanglewood Super Shifting Metallic waxes like a little bit of texture. It's just going to make it pop more. It's going to make it shift more, and it's going to be easier to apply and not have it look splotchy. Okay. I always told you guys, I'm honest with you. So what we're going to use is, Souless. I love these. These are my FIFO bottles, first in, first out. If you've ever waited tables or worked in a restaurant, you know what these are. And this is my Hues porcelain paint. It is a chalk-based paint. And I have to use this paint because this works with my pudding potion. All right, these two go together. So what you do, I'm not gonna need that much. So I'm gonna unclog the top. Tops do clog. There you go. But other than that, they're awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put in, I don't know how much. Oh, what's going on there? Well, there we go. How much am I gonna do? I'm gonna do about that much. I don't know how much I'm gonna need. This is an 8-ounce cup. It's up to the L on a solo cup. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. All right, now, I've said this before and I'll say it 100 times over again. It's best to use my pudding potion when you have time and patience, because you might want to wait a couple hours for it to thicken up. I have neither. So I just put too much in. This is not a ploy to get you to buy more. I swear, it's just who I am and how I roll. So we're gonna put a lot of drops in here because I want to do this now. It's not hot today. It's not a heat wave. It's actually raining outside. It's really nice. And I'm gonna do this now. So I'm gonna put in like a stream. 1, 2. Okay, and then we're just gonna mix that up. And oh my goodness gracious, I'm trying to shoot this in horizontal. Okay, I'm trying to be a good YouTuber, but it's hard. Just getting the eye line, it was hard enough, you guys. All right, so I think I waited about an hour for this to really thicken because it is just hot and humid. It really depends on the environment you're in, how fast this works. And that's pretty good. I'm testing it with my brush. I really want it to stay on there, almost like a paste. It's still a little bit runny, I gotta be honest with you. So I poured it out onto a plate and let that sit out for about 20 minutes. And that seemed to do the trick to get it thick enough for the project that I have in mind, you guys. So here's the thing. You wanna make sure you get this on thick enough that you can really get the emboss effect that we're gonna do next. So I put this on with a spatula. I got it on. I gotta tell you, I tested it first and I just put it on with a brush and it wasn't thick enough to really get an imprint. So this is actually my second try. And once I've got it all on here, I'm using my small trowel to lightly spread it around. There you go, see? You do not need to get it perfect because we're gonna be putting a print on it. So once you've got it about 1/4 of an inch thick, I would say, grab your imprint roller. So mine are from Artistic Painting Studios. I love them. And actually I'm using a stamping roller for this, not an embossing roller. They're two different kinds. The blue ones put a pattern with paint, and the red ones are really good for kind of digging in and getting a pattern. But I like the pattern on this blue one, so I'm using it as an embossing roller. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to leave a comment and I can explain it better. But what I'm doing is I'm adding kind of a firm pressure, not too hard. And this does take practice. All right, you're gonna screw this up royally a few times, but you have a really long time. This paint takes a while to dry because of the thickener in it. So you've got some time to go back over, re-trowel, start again. I probably did this 4 or 5 times until I got it how I wanted it. And I've just layered it up. Now what I'm gonna do now is use my heat gun immediately. Just use a hairdryer if you have it. Because this didn't quite thicken just as much as I wanted it to, I don't want the pattern to start like slipping.
right? I don't want it to start drooping. And I just find this the best way. So get your pattern on there and then immediately heat gun it so it stays stiff. The best way I can say it. It's just the best way I can say it. So I decided to actually do the top of this vanity. It is going to be a little bit of a texture, but I don't think it's so raised that it would actually inhibit use. And it's not really a desk, it's a vanity. So I think it'll be pretty. I really think it'll be pretty. And you can see here that I retrowel and then I do it a few times and kind of overlap it. So I don't know. Let's just see. Let's just see. You can skip to the end of the video and we'll see if this worked out. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, using the homemade chalk paint, it's too porous for the shifters to move around on. Same with my Hues. They're too porous. You need to either wax them, or what I'm deciding to do to keep everything even is I'm just using the same top coat of the latex that's slightly chalked, but not fully chalked, on top of my raised embossed design here so that the waxes will move around freely with abandon. We're ready to wax. We're totally ready.